Hi, my name is Chris Anderson. I'm an outdoor adventure guide with REI. I've been guiding the co-op's adventure trips for over 10 years. Visit Arizona is partnering with REI's local guides to give you some tips and tricks on how to have fun and stay safe when adventuring in Arizona's outdoor spaces. Today we're going to talk about the obvious and not so obvious environmental challenges you might encounter that you'll need to plan for when considering your next outdoor trip. So our first environmental challenge to consider is an obvious one. It's the heat. Excessive heat can cause things like dehydration, heat exhaustion, or heat stroke. Now, proper clothing, food, and nutrition will help take care of all of these issues. And only those who are extremely practiced in and acclimated to the heat should consider adventuring during the hottest parts of the year. You can find more in-depth information about these topics in other videos in our series. Now, another topic that might not be so obvious is the cold. And while a lot of our conditions are hot and dry, the desert does get cold in the winter, and there's a lot of high elevation areas in Arizona that hover as their highs around freezing for most of the year. Now, hypothermia is a real concern when adventuring in the backcountry in these conditions, so here's what we recommend. Always wear layers of clothing so that you can layer up or layer down depending on the temperature. And we recommend that that clothing is synthetic so that it will hold in your heat even if it gets a little bit wet. Don't forget that eating properly and drinking water properly will also fuel the fire inside your body to keep you nice and warm. No matter what you're planning to do, always pack a rain layer just in case things go bad. And then adding to that 10 essentials list, maybe adding a space blanket or some hand warmers if it gets really bad or you're out longer than you expect. Now, lightning storms can be a real threat in Arizona, and they come up quickly during the summer months. If you find yourself caught in a thunderstorm, you want to keep in mind that lightning likes to strike the tallest things in any area. So that could be the top of a mountain, really tall trees, really tall cactus, or if you're in an open field or meadow, those things can be quite short. Those open fields and meadows are really bad places to be in a storm. Also really bad places to be are under those really tall, highest areas. So seeking shelter anywhere else is your best choice, and your ideal choice would be a metal structure that's grounded to the ground or a vehicle. Now, the summer monsoons are often called Arizona's fifth season and are periods of intense, violent thunderstorms that come up in the afternoons, usually starting in mid-July and going through mid-September, and they bring with them intense periods of rain, wind, and lightning. Now, on top of all of the other normal concerns for rain, this rain can bring flash flooding in the desert. Now, if your adventure is planning to take you into narrow, low-lying areas that you can't easily get out of, we recommend that you get intimately familiar with the area that drains into there and do your weather research for hundreds of miles around to make sure that there's no chance of getting caught. We also recommend that you never go into an already flooded area, like a wash or a creek. It's a surprisingly small amount of water that can wash away a person or a vehicle, so just don't attempt it. And then finally, if for some chance you are caught in a flooding area, do your best to get to the highest ground possible and then try to make a safe exit as soon as you can. Now, with all the environmental challenges out there to consider, it can be a bit overwhelming, but remember, it's all part of the adventure. Like anything else, the key to success is proper planning and having a conservative approach to the risks you're willing to take when you go out. Postponing a trip for another week if conditions are too risky is always going to be the right choice.